Hi everyone. First of all, can I apologise for the absolute state I look? I've just obviously not looked in the mirror today. But a little bit of an update, quite a surprising one. Today I am 13 DPO and it's cycle day 27. And as my luteal phase is normally 14 days, I mean it was before my miscarriage in April. The month after it was a little bit haywire. I think it was 16 days, but I usually work on the 14-day one because that's what it's been most of the time I've been trying for 2.5 years. So, I'm waffling again, sorry. Anyone who watches my videos knows I tend to do that. So I apologise again. I do that a lot as well. On 11 DPO, which was Saturday, today being Monday, I took a first response. I guess it was an early response. I think they're all pretty much like that now. I know in America you may have different types from what I've seen, or you just have the one here, from what I know. I took one, just purely because it was, I knew AF was due early this week, and it was going to be one of those weekends. We was meeting. I was going to the in-laws for a birthday barbecue for my brother-in-law, and the next day meeting my parents for a meal for Father's Day. So I knew I'd be expected to drink, because I normally am one to have a few. I go there, I'm on the Malibu and Cokes normally, and I knew that people would wonder. So I just, after obviously losing the little one in April, I didn't want to take any risks anyway. So I did the test and it came up with the faintest line. I mean, literally we were just on sort of, oh God, just is that really there type faint line. So I just didn't drink. We did mention it to mother-in-law because she knew about the loss. And also explaining it stopped people trying to force alcohol on me all day. I did fake ill all day to other people. And then obviously we went for the meal Father's Day yesterday. And my dad, when we walked into the restaurant, my dad was at the bar. So I then had to go up to the bar and tell my dad I didn't want a Malibu and Coke because he would have just automatically bought me one. I just wanted a Coke. And I got that look. Now my parents still do not know about the little one we lost early this year. So to them this is like a first sort of thing. So I didn't say anything to them. I just, don't give me that look. I sort of, when I've taken the kids' drinks and that to the table, and then in front of everyone at the table, and my kids everything, he sort of said, "So what's this with you not drinking? Why aren't you drinking?" And I was really thrown as my dad and me, just sort of oblivious to things like that. So I had to say, well, it could be, possibly, maybe, sort of thing. And they sort of accepted that, and I pointed out the kids didn't know there was even a possibility. And then today, as agreed with hubby, I was going to leave it 2 days and take the other first response, and I'm going to try and show it. So I'm not very good with this webcam thing. Let's see. Can you see it? Trying to let you see it. Maybe there. I don't really know how to insert photos, but it's there. So it's come up again, on slightly darker. And like I say, I am stunned. And I think obviously having gone through the loss, it's taken some of the shine off almost, because anyone's been through it will understand. I'm now scared to breathe. I would be, so this is something I'm having trouble with because every website I've gone on it says something slightly different. I'm about 4 weeks tomorrow, I think. Maybe someone there. It'd be interesting to what people work out as my due date. Actually, that could be a challenge for people. My last AF, my last period was day 1 was May the 23rd, but my positive ovulation test was June the 5th, and it was negative the day after. So I must have ovulated that day. The day of the positive, maybe overnight or something, because it was completely negative by the next day. So that's May 23rd for if you're going from the period, and June the 5th going from ovulation. And when I put those into these these calculator things, they both seem to come up with around about the 26th to the 27th of February next year. But like I say, various ones have put me at 4 weeks, nearly 5 weeks, so I'm a bit lost on exactly how many weeks I would be now. So I haven't told my kids this time because I was just I just felt so awful for how hard my middle son particularly took it. My 14-year-old got 15 in a couple of months. The other two, were sort of luckily, and goodness, a bit oblivious to it. The youngest is 9, so he really didn't understand what was going on, I don't think. And my eldest, who, although he'll be 18 early next year, is autistic. He's on the higher functioning end of it, I suppose. So he's able to, he goes to mainstream school, blah blah blah, but he doesn't understand emotional things. I think that's a real area of difficulty he has. So he understood the whole science of it. He understood from lessons, I suppose, at school how some babies just don't stick, sort of thing. But if he saw me upset, or I've said anything, he kept saying, "Why are you crying? Why are you upset?" And he just couldn't get his head around that, which I'm glad, because it meant he wasn't so upset. But the middle one was devastated. He didn't understand the sciencey part of it quite so much. And to give you an example, not wanting to upset anyone, he actually said to me the weeks after when we were talking about it all, he said what he didn't understand. He said when he first, obviously I think his dad sort of told him what was happening the morning it happened. When he first heard that I was bleeding, because there was a lot, so he saw some. He told me he actually thought at the time that maybe I'd lost part of the baby. And I said to him, "Oh, what do you mean? That's a bit strange." And he said, "Oh, that maybe the baby would be okay, but be missing an arm," is what he actually said. So that was an interesting conversation. I had to sort of put him straight on the biology, sciencey side of it. It's interesting how kids think. But he completely got the emotional side of it. Every now and then, if babies are mentioned, things like that, he's there, sort of just patting my shoulder, just very, very aware. So at the same time, I'm thinking, God, he'd love to know. I'd be terrified, and I would hate myself if I did that to them again. If I told them this early, and God forbid, it went wrong again. I can't bear to think of him being upset like that again. So I don't really know at what stage to look into telling them. I'm trying not to tell too many people because they don't know. I suppose maybe after I've seen a doctor, but then I don't feel that seeing a doctor's going to stop. Nothing's going to stop anything happening, I suppose, but I don't know what to think, actually. And I don't actually know when to see a doctor either at the moment. Everything's just a bit in the air. And this morning doing the school run, there are a few mums that I've become quite particularly close to, and one the two that were very, very supportive and very sweet when I had the loss. One of them was around straight away. The other one was constantly texting me and was really understanding. I couldn't go Zumba, and she was being the go-between me and the Zumba teacher, and it was lovely. So I did tell them this morning, only because the Zumba girl came bouncing up to me going, "Are you Zumbaing tonight?" And I went, "Actually, I can't, because I'm literally not going to do that for months. I don't think. I'm just not going to risk that." And then my friend that was there, that came around the day it happened, I couldn't not tell her, because she knew I was due to test as well. And she just had that look in the playground. And obviously one other mum, I think, was sort of in the circle when we were talking, so she heard. But I've been telling them all that the boys don't know. And I'm not sure who else. Bless, I was actually having a glimmer of, relaxing for a minute and being excited when I told the one that had been there that day, because she was so thrilled. She grabbed me, hugged me, gave me a kiss and stuff. People playground probably wonder what the hell's going on now. And that moment my mobile goes. It's my poor hubby, whose aunt passed away the week before I found out I was pregnant with the little one we lost. Her husband, obviously his uncle, really sadly passed away last night, and he'd only obviously just heard on his way to work. He was ringing to tell me that, literally in the middle of me telling our good news. So that's another blow. It's been a very, very difficult year so far, so I'm still hoping this is the turning point. It's just halfway through the year now. Please let this little one be the turning point and make everything better. Let's hope. So I don't want people to think that I'm not happy. I am. When I let myself think of just this pregnancy and just about so without trying to shut everything else out, I'm ecstatic. I nearly burst into tears on Saturday. I said to my husband when the test came out, I said, I don't know what to think, I don't know what to say, and I couldn't stop shaking. And and I've still got a digital test calling in the cupboard. I'm trying to wait to take that one. I mean, I know, everyone's going to say, 2 first responses being positive, and I've got veiny boobs, which I didn't even have with the little one. That, it's sort of obvious. But, what it's like, you don't believe until you've been told it at least 6 million times, I think. And particularly when it's been such a hard struggle to get here, and, got there before and it's gone wrong. My AF would be due, with Monday now, I think my AF is actually due tomorrow, more or less, tomorrow, Wednesday sort of thing. So I think it's going to be those days of being panicky every time we go to the bathroom. I think I'm going to have months of that. I'm just hoping I'll settle down at some point. I will try and get to see my doctor early just to get the ball rolling on everything, but I mean, going in this early, there's not really anything he'll do. I know he'll just do the usual blood pressure and advice and stuff and tell me to stay calm and blah-de-blah-de-blah, but I'm not quite sure. I think I'll maybe wait until I've done the digital, silly as it sounds, just in my own head, and then maybe phone him and try and get an appointment. I'll find out if I need to. I mean, obviously they've got it in my notes that I've had a miscarriage this year, so we'll see. But I wanted to let you ladies know straight away. I mean, obviously all going well, I'll keep updates. I don't want to say I'll start pregnancy vlogs because I'm scared. I mentioned that in the last one and I never got there. But I think if and when I get to just beyond where I was with little one, I will start weekly pregnancy vlogs, so that, see, just for the moment, symptom-wise, like I said, I mentioned the veiny boobs, which is a new one for me. I don't remember really having it with any of the boys. And I've looked every month. That's one of the things I've looked out for, because I've seen so many people mention the blue veins coming up on their breasts, and I thought, well, I've never seen that, and it didn't happen with the little one. But then literally yesterday, I've had being tingly. They've been quite tingly boobs and a bit sort of uncomfortable. Not even like they are before an AF, just uncomfortable. And I went and looked yesterday, and literally I look like I've got, I don't know, a road map all over me, right from sort of here down. My veins are very close to the surface, but they're really, you can see all these blue lines, and the stretch marks on the boobs are showing really nicely as well, so they're obviously swelled up. Sensitivity to smell, I think, is probably another one. Again, the symptoms are different, even from April. I probably found out slightly later than I found out this time, but not much. Actually, no, if I'm 4 weeks tomorrow, it's pretty much the same. Sensitivity to smell, I find myself going, God, what's that? That's horrible. And other people are sort of going, it's not that strong. And I noticed that over the weekend. I didn't think much of it. Tiredness, that's what I noticed last week. Actually, my first symptoms came last week, because I even commented it on my Facebook page, and people started guessing. I was just a nightmare. I'm still knackered. Slipped up then. Yeah, I'm still absolutely shattered, and I actually fell asleep earlier for like 40 minutes, which is mad for me. All last week I noticed I was just overtired, and I kept blaming it on hubby being a big fidget ass in bed and stuff. And forgetful. I was just all over the place last week. I was such a dimwit last week. I forgot various things I was meant to go to. I forgot. My son had orthodontist, and normally that's the oldest. I'm constantly having to remind him, and I forgot to remind him. I reminded him once the day before. Now with him, you have to remind him constantly, the day before, that night before, the morning, everything. And I just completely forgot. So I've been really rubbish there. What else? I think that was mainly it. Like I said, I made a comment on Facebook, sort of not even thinking, not connecting it remotely to sort of possible pregnancy symptoms. I just sort of said, don't know what's wrong with me this week. I'm so tired and completely forgetful, and I got all these question marks coming up going, are you? And I sort of had to tell a little fib and say, I won't know for like a week or so. It's nothing like that. At the same time thinking, So so at the moment, trying to think positive head on. So I used to be a Wurzel Gummidge fan as a kid. And if I ever work out how to insert photos into this, I will try and insert a photo of the BFP. And I might even consider it if anyone's interested, because I know I've loved watching them. When I do my my Clear Blue digital pregnancy test, maybe recording it, doing a live test with that. Please let me know if anyone's interested. If not, I won't bore anyone with it. All the best to everyone else trying for their BFPs, who've just received their BFPs, anyone going through these awful losses. My thoughts go out to everyone. Jessica L, I'm so pleased you've got a better doctor. I'm so pleased, definitely positive vibes over that. Obviously it can make a huge difference. And Anna from Anna's Journey, you've always been so lovely, you've answered all my videos mostly. I'm really hoping for everything positive for you too. There's so many out there, but I just wanted to mention those two ladies have been on my mind. So I better get off for now, because I've gone on again for another 15 minutes. But thank you, and blessings to everyone. Bye.